Hey guys, and welcome to the fish room. It's Thursday and you know what that means, a super busy one, and time for me to get you guys caught up on some of the stuff that's going on down here in the fish room. Now, I've been spending so much time outside that I just really haven't brought you guys down here, so I thought we'd take a quick look around at sort of what's going on in the fish room. If you hear pumps in the background, it's because I'm currently draining and filling the 150 Hill Stream. I wanted to give you an update on the red Riklis, the Blackwater Aquarium, and really just take a peek around and see what's doing. Now, a lot of the fish I'm feeding pretty heavily right now in order to prepare them for summer tubbing, so keep that in mind as we look around. I also have some fish coming in today. If they come in before I upload this video, I'll share that with you. If not, make sure you subscribe with that notification bell on so you can see what exciting new fish I got. I did also pick up a few other things. I got in a carnivorous plant order that we'll take a look at, and really just keep plugging along. I'm also working on a waterfall box build, which I'm hoping will be out for you guys tomorrow. So stay tuned. Let's go take a peek. You can see all the Habrosus and Hastatus are still doing amazing. They're so stinking cute. I can't even take it. Now, this is all Pygmaeus here. As they've settled in more and more, they seem to group by like type and not mix as much as they did initially. But they've really made these wood cats be much more outgoing, which is exciting to me. See, there's a little Hastatus on the right there. But yeah, everybody's doing really well. Eventually, at some point, I'll get around to planting all these plants sitting in the pots. It just hasn't been a priority. But at some point, so stay tuned for that. We're also going to get to work soon here on redoing the retirement community. It's in desperate need, and I had to wait until fairer weather, which we have now. My baby ancestors are doing well. Let's see if we can find some to show you. There's one. They're putting on size and doing well. I'm excited to have another, I think it's actually 2 spawns in this aquarium of the Super Reds. They're looking really good. Next door to them are the Carry Tetras, which I believe I'm going to move some of these outside. I mean, they breed so well indoors, I might as well try them outside as well and see what we get. I've sold, gosh, probably 150 of these fish at this point, and they just keep producing. I never see teeny tiny fry, but if we look around and we hang out for a minute, you'll see smaller guys come out of the weeds, like this one right there in the middle. So I think what's happening, you can see it's being chased. I think what's happening is the younger ones are staying put in all this deep planting until they're of a size where they're safe from the adults. So it works out pretty well there. Down in the Shelly tank, we have some major excavations going on. You can see they've cleared the glass in a bunch of spots. And there's all these mounds and hills of substrate, which really excites me because that's a behavior I wasn't really seeing before, but I really wanted to. Now, I don't see any new spawns yet. When you disrupt their environment like I did by changing out the shells, it often sets them back a bit in spawning, but I see lots of spawning activity. Like these two here are obviously a pair. She keeps trying to entice him into the shell. He's just not sure he wants it yet. But I spend a fair amount of time down here just watching these fish, and I see a lot of promising activity from them. So I imagine it'll be any day now that I'll start seeing new fry. Here's another pair. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. The red Riklis are doing awesome. There are literally babies everywhere. I'll show you on the back wall here in a second. They're putting on good size. Initially, I was a bit concerned that the screen or the foam pre-filter on the filter on this little kid aquarium was going to suck the babies up. But based upon how many I see in the aquarium, I really don't think that's a problem. And again, I don't scrape the side or backs of shrimp breeding tanks because I like to be able to monitor the babies easily. And the easiest way to do that is to provide a really ready food source on the walls of the aquarium for them. And it makes it just that much easier to see how they're doing. You can see them as well on the little rock here in the front, and even at this teeny tiny size you can see their really coloration, those clear parts and parts of opacity. But we can see that there's just babies everywhere. So this little experiment has been a real win. Now, I told you guys in a previous video that I was having some really serious algae issues on that top row, and I did a 10-day blackout, well, partial blackout. I didn't cover the tanks. I just unplugged all their lights. And it seems to have really done the trick in every aquarium but this end one, and I think that one just needs me to go in there and really work on it. The Blackwater aquarium needs some rejuvenation of its tannins of that rooibos tea, but it's looking pretty good, and we'll take a closer look here now. So this is the Blackwater betta tank, and I ended up removing all the narrow leaf java fern I had in there and giving it to my Amano shrimp in another aquarium because it was just coated with this fine algae that I'm getting everywhere, which I almost like, so I'm not messing with it too much. You can see how amazing the chili rasboras look. They're just absolutely gorgeous in this aquarium, and they really, really love all these botanicals and tannins. And you can see this tank, my camera color corrects, so it doesn't look as yellow as it does in person. But everybody's doing really well. And I'm really very happy with this aquarium. Again, I need to do some attention to get rid of some of that fine hair algae, but it really doesn't bother me. And I've sort of shuffled the botanicals around so that they're more on the sides to make it easier for me to keep this front section of the aquarium clean, as that's where the food falls. And I do occasionally get spottings of my wild bettas, though they're still just sort of elusive in this aquarium. We'll keep our eyes peeled to see if any of them come out here shortly. And these guys are just eating Sarah Onip. I also fed the aquarium next door, which is our Endler's live bearers and Poecilochaerix weitzmanni, or black darter tetras, which have continued to breed, which is exciting for me. You can see how pretty the darter tetras are. There's some females, and if we sit and watch, you'll see babies of all sizes come out of the weeds too. So this has been a really successful aquarium, and I particularly like looking at it. I really love this thicket of crypts. And, you know, the Endlers do make these black darter tetras a little bit more visible, but they're still just a fish that likes to stay in that bottom third. And it's just sort of their nature to not be that visible, and sometimes you just have to be okay with that. You can see they're all in the weeds there, and there's a whole bunch of them. So that's a win. Oh, there's a wild betta. So I know they're in here, I just never really see them. I only see one or two at a time. Cool fish though. And again, this is another one that it's just in their nature to not be that visible within the aquarium, which is why we set it up with all these nooks and crannies and botanicals for them to be comfortable. So I just dropped some powdered food into the woodcat and pygmaeus and hastatus tank, and I just wanted to show you what it looks like with these woodcats. All you see is little mouths at the surface, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to translate adequately. But here it is from the eye level view. And then as we come up, just like little ripples of disruption at the surface. It's really, really cute. The baby pollies are doing well. Danger noodle alert. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. These guys are eating a micro pellet, which is just a super small high protein pellet. But again, I just love them. These guys are being nosy. They see everyone else being fed and they don't understand why it's not their turn. They always think it's their turn. I dropped some krill in for the big boys. Their begging apparently worked. I don't know if you can hear that slapping, but that's the gars at the other end of the tank eating. Just like that. The tiger shrimp are doing awesome. Still no buried females, but it really should be any time now. Just have to be patient. They're looking amazing. Let's go up and unbox that carnivorous plant order. I made a very small plant order from carnivorous plant order for the final items for my bog this year, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Full disclosure, I've been to the farm where these are from a few times now. It's Carnivorous Plant Nursery down in Maryland. The owner is on the board of the Carnivorous Plant Club I'm in, but I just don't have time to drive down there. I think it's about an hour and a half from here, but I like shopping in places where the plants are grown in my same climate, especially if I'm going to be moving them into my bog. So I thought today we would just open this up, take a look, and I can tell you what I got. And then maybe we'll stick them in the actual bog tomorrow. Aww. So that's so cute. So I ordered a little tiny sundew. Hold on. Every time I film, my phone rings. Anyway, I ordered just a couple of sundews. Some of the sundews that I had in my bog garden last year just didn't do well over the winter. A couple are still starting to rebound, but I wanted to get a few more temperate species that would be able to overwinter in my climate and would do well. And this is Drosera capillaris. It's a little tiny guy. Not sure if you'll be able to see it or not. I ordered, oh look, good, here's the invoice so I don't have to try and remember. I did pay for this. This is not sponsored. I've always found the quality of this particular nursery to be exceptionally good. Oh, that's nice. It comes with instructions on how to grow them as well, which I already pretty much know. So most of the time, carnivorous plants are shipped to you bare root. I'm actually gonna cut out the bottom of this bag so I don't have to play the game of fishing them out. They look fantastic. Anyway, they're generally shipped to you basically bare root, and then I can plant them. This is Drosera rotundifolia, another sundew. You can see it still has the little the little stuff that entices bugs on top. Really cute. I got a Sarracenia yellow jacket. This is a pitcher plant that gets a nice yellow color to it as it matures. I grabbed a purpurea, which is, I have some of this in the bog garden already, but I wanted more to balance it out. You can see it has fresh new growth on it. And then I ordered an orchid, which I assume is in here. And I ordered a bog violet, which neither one of these I have ever had, but I'm excited to try them. So yeah, that's my little tiny plant order. It's kind of blustery out today, so I'll probably put these back in the bag and wait until tomorrow to plant them. So stay tuned for that. So for tonight, I've just stuck them in my little tray where I keep my indoor sundews so that they stay nice and humid. And then we will move them out to the bog garden hopefully tomorrow. They look amazing.